how funny would it be if I just accidentally drop it down now?
Sup friends, Liron here. Thank you for joining me in another video, and today I'm taking you to my secret roof. So I hope you're all doing great. I will now go to a secret place I really like for drawing and sketching and painting. I literally have no idea what I'm gonna do there. There's crazy view, like 360 of all of the city. I'm not really sure if I will sketch or paint, so I just packed everything I'll need, just so that I have the option. Check this out, it's a nice junction. So we're on Allenby Street, and yeah, we're just gonna get there and see what's up. I will try to do some interesting things with the recording today, like the shooting, the way I shoot it. I'll try to incorporate some slow-mo, some time-lapse, some things like this in a more interesting way. We'll see how it goes. So one thing I really like about this city, it's a bit annoying, but I like it, is check this out. You see the sun? Crazy sunlight. In the morning it was freezing. I went for a jog, and I just started sneezing. It was really cold, which is fine, you know, in the early morning, but then in like 1 hour or 2 hours it becomes really hot, so I'm gonna actually have to take this off in a moment, and it's too bad because my theme is greens today, as you saw in my shoes as well. So guys, I want you to take a good look at this building. We're gonna actually see it from the top of the roof. So just so you know, we're gonna see all of these cool views just from above. Now you have to keep this place a secret, okay? So don't tell anyone. By the way, check the art on this building. I don't know why the guy that just walked in there told me something, but I didn't really hear what he said. Turns out he wasn't even talking to me, so that was embarrassing. But anyway, check it out. So these are kind of the fun things you can find around here. Now I also want you to see how the light shines on these buildings. That's crazy. That's a really good watercolor scene. Very challenging, but still a good one. Strong contrasts you can see here. But anyway, we won't be using any of that because we got our roof. So friends, check it out. We've got the entire roof to ourselves. This is a really cool location. Let me show you some of the views. I'm trying to work with the light here so that you can actually see me. I actually shot a time-lapse vid right around here, this area, that I will probably crop into this video as well. But in any case, I want to go to the best spot here. So we're headed that way, and you can see it's too bad there's this huge building blocking the view of this side. But aside from that, we have actually everything. So here we are. Let me show you. Here you can see Old Jaffa. I'm gonna zoom in, or Jaffa in general, Yaffo. So you can see this here. I hope the noise of the construction works doesn't come through too much and you can actually hear me. If I move a bit to the right here, zoom out a bit. Sorry if I give you some dizziness. So we've got the edge of Jaffa, I believe, right around there. And then if we go a little northern, this is Tel-Aviv. And we get a crazy panoramic view of everything. all the way to the center of Tel Aviv. This is more the southern area. And then if we go here, we got the center of Tel Aviv. We have Azrieli. We have my old apartment used to be in that area over there. And here we have the sun in our eyes. So what I love about this kind of view the most is that it's literally impossible. Sorry, the sun's in my eye. It's literally impossible to capture all of that in one piece of art. Well, it is possible, but it's just very complicated, I think. And you need a lot of experience with that. You can try, but it's going to be a big challenge. So this can be a good exercise in composition because you kind of have to crop out some kind of an area and work on that. So let me show you. I actually think this is what we're going to do in this video. So what I'm going to do is look for an interesting crop to work on and just work on that area alone and show you maybe how I build the composition, talk a bit about the process, things like this. What I'm looking for is an area with strong contrast. So for example, this building right over here could be an interesting one. Here in the corner could be an interesting one. We also have this whole area that I think is pretty nice, and we can just walk around and find one. So I'm gonna look for a spot and show you what it is, and then we're gonna just start sketching it out, maybe painting it. I'm really not sure exactly what I want to do with this one, but just have fun. Holy cow, guys, I have to show you something. Check it out. I found, I think it is a ship or something. I'm zooming in all the way. I could be wrong, but what the hell is that if not a ship? I've never seen anything like that. So that's rather interesting. So I've been thinking about sketching this building. Let me zoom out and show you. I've been thinking about working on this nice thing here. There's strong contrast. There's the building behind that. I think I'll actually work on these two and then show some of this building as well. So I'm gonna get settled in, make sure the light direction of the light matches this. And if not, we're gonna change location. By the way, I also wanted to show you one of the most fun things here is to see all of the line of hotels close to the beach. So I think this is really cool. And you can really recognize them easily. It's those large buildings here and here as well. The US Embassy is actually really close to one of these. Okay, friends, so after some thought, I decided to sketch this building right over here. The reason is that I need the light direction to match this, and this is important if you're gonna record a video. So the light comes basically from that direction. And what happens is that if I place my hand over here while I'm drawing, the shadow is gonna cast to this direction. And then it won't block what I'm doing. And on the other side, where I actually found a really nice building to sketch, it would block it. So you'll just get a huge shadow all over my sketch, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna work on this area right over here. So friends, I've been struggling a bit with the direction of the light, but I think now I got a pretty nice setup here that allows you to see everything, including the building I'm sketching. So what I'm gonna do is get started, talk you through what I'm doing, probably maybe add a bit of time lapses, I don't know, let's do it. As a side note, I'm using a very simple and cheap Pilot Tech C4 pen. The reason I'm using that is because I want very thin lines, and this one produces them really in a great way. It's not waterproof, so you can't really paint over it. But this is just a sketch for me. Maybe later on I'll do some watercolor, maybe based on the sketch. So the first thing I'm doing is actually creating an ugly yet existing frame for the sketch, and the reason why is because I want to focus more on composition, and to do that I really need to frame things up and know where I place them. So what you're gonna see me do now is just throw on a few random lines, and then I'm gonna put them in the context of what we're looking at. Okay, I hope you can see this well. It's a bit hard for me to tell. If not, apologies. Sorry for my big face in your face.
Now, this is a good opportunity to mention that this isn't the most comfortable angle to sketch at. I'm making a sacrifice because I wanted to capture this angle for you. So you'll have to excuse me for my kind of pathetic line work in some places, but I hope you'll enjoy the gist of it, okay? So let's continue. So basically most of the sketch is done now. Now what we want to do is establish the lights and darks. We have to be rather quick because the light moves pretty fast at this time of day. I'm not even sure what the time is. 9 and 12 minutes. So light moves pretty fast here and the shadows move pretty fast, so we have to be quick here. I'm gonna just throw in a few lines, start cross-hatching this thing. I know it may have more of a feel of an illustration. That's probably because of the terrible angle I'm working at, so take that as a lesson and be comfortable because you don't have to record for anybody else. And let me continue here. Not blaming you guys.
Without acting alone,
So I want to take this moment and discuss a concept with you that I talked about quite a few times in the past, and that is the ugly stages of the painting. Turns out there's such a thing with sketches too. But this is really, we're finished with the first layer of shading. Now, what happens is that we get a big fat mess. So I have to be really patient and allow the sketch, or give the sketch the opportunity to redeem itself with continuous work. And this happens very often with watercolor as well. In the middle of the work, you just don't see it. And then it sometimes comes together nicely, sometimes it doesn't. And this is what we're gonna have to do now, give it a chance to consolidate into something that actually works.
without have no soul.
So friends, I think it's now time to switch to the big guns. So I'm switching to my Faber-Castell. My Pilot pen starts to not work so well, and I knew it was at its limit. So now I'm gonna switch to this one, and we will see what I can pull off with this. It's a bit of a tricky situation. So basically I'm gonna finish that second layer, and then try to go in with a very dark one to push the contrasts a little more and actually convey what we're looking at, because there's a strong contrast and the light is already shifting, so I'm gonna go back to it. Okay, so now I finished with the second kind of wash, if you will, or layer of cross-hatching. The one thing that's left is really push the contrast on many of these areas. Also, because of the light shifting, there's a strong sunlight. You can see this here on the street, and I will recreate it right here. I'm gonna do this all the way to the end in time-lapse, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay friends, so I'm done here. Here's the final result, and you can see there the view itself. Very challenging, especially in these kinds of conditions. I have to say I am quite pleased with how it turned out, and when you have these kinds of very sketchy works turn out, don't get too discouraged. Sometimes it just has to do with patience. Sometimes it's just the ergonomics of how comfortable you were while working on them. So make yourself as comfortable as possible, unlike in this specific situation. And also one other trick to see if you get the gist of it right is to just move it a bit to the back, and that way you can see all of it. How funny would it be if I just accidentally drop it down now? But anyway, and you can just see all of it and figure out if the general values are okay and if the composition moves your eye along the sketch. Don't really know what to say about this one, except that I like it because I just did it, and so and I worked pretty hard on it, and it's becoming really cold here, by the way. There's no sun, the sun moved, and now we're in the shadow. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this one. I'm gonna pack up my stuff and hit the road. And I think this will wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it once again. Didn't get to do the slow-mo that I wanted to, I think. Or maybe I'll do it now and edit later on. And yeah, that's it. Don't forget, if you still haven't, to subscribe here on YouTube. I'm actually planning on making quite a few other videos outside, and I have this idea in my mind that I think within maybe 6 months I'll be back to daily video production. Okay, so I'm gonna release again a video every day. This is something that I'm just really looking forward to. I'm just super busy, and 3 is the maximum I can do right now, but I definitely want to go back to it just because it makes me better. It improves me in my own art and creation, and so I really want to go back to that kind of format. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe here, follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. As you may have seen during the recording of this, I took a few snaps of it, shared them on Instagram especially, on the stories, and I will make a post about this one as well. And also check out my podcast link in the description box below. I have a few other cool projects I can't wait to update you on really soon. And until the next time, take care. I'll see you again in another video really soon.